Hello and welcome to In Case You Missed It. Today's Friday, January 30th. All right, we're on the other side of those five healthcare CEOs going to Washington, D.C. for a public dressing down of their costs, their affordability, all those things. Ultimately, the event came and went with no real action happening. Most of people in the healthcare space, especially health insurance space, were very happy to see there was not going to be any real hard lines drawn in the sand by this administration, like there has been with the pharmaceutical industry. Largely nothing occurred with those hearings other than maybe a public relations stunt that hopefully won the Republicans some points, or so they say. Democrats feel like nothing really happened there, and the truth is nothing actually happened there except for a public dressing down like we talked about. New report coming out about healthcare cost topping the public's economic worries as in the run up to the midterm elections, really cementing the fact that this midterm elections is going to be all about healthcare affordability. Two-thirds of the public says Congress did the wrong thing by not extending the ACA enhanced tax credits. Republican voters largely said they did do the right thing. But the public is giving a list of household expenses that they're worried about for their family, and 32% says they are very worried about their ability to afford health insurance for themselves and their families, versus 24% for food and groceries, 23% for mortgage, transportation 17%, utility bills 22%. So healthcare is a problem for a third of this country. Most of these were independent voters that were polled about this. So again, midterms are going to be all about healthcare, healthcare affordability. Among these independent voters, 35% of them trust the Democratic Party more to do something about healthcare costs, whereas only 15% trust the Republican Party. So look for the blue wave to come through here in the midterm elections on the back of healthcare affordability. A new Trump proposal signals Medicare austerity. So health insurers are really worried about this interview they had, this dressing down they had, but ultimately nothing really came of it except for with Medicare Advantage. So in 2026, there was about a 5% bump in reimbursement rates and contributions to the Medicare Advantage system. This year in 2027, that's going to be a 0.09% bump. This is a major hit to Medicare Advantage plans. These are for seniors, okay? And insurers are very concerned about it. But the problem is the reason why they're seeing such a lowering of that increase to what it costs to run Medicare Advantage is because Medicare Advantage, through a study, through a congressional agency, they found that Medicare Advantage is overpaying about $76 billion a year compared to traditional Medicare. So what does that mean, overpaying? Well, it means that Medicare Advantage insurers are charging the government more for services that didn't really happen, or where they inflate the severity of patient health conditions to secure higher federal payment. So Trump wants to crack down on that as well, requiring billing codes to be linked to patient appointments. So there's going to be a lot more going on with Medicare Advantage and a cut to the reimbursement, which is going to see a raise in costs and premiums for Medicare Advantage plans in 2026 and beyond. Speaking of Medicare Advantage fraud, our friends at Kaiser Permanente are stroking a check for $556 million. It's a record, a record for Medicare Advantage fraud settlements. So what happened was that the Kaiser Permanente have been mounting a years-long scheme to which they overstated the sickness of patients to illegally boost revenues to the tune of $556 million to settle this Justice Department allegation. So Kaiser stroking a big fat check for doing things not exactly the right way. ACA enrollment is down. No duh. All these expanded subsidies didn't happen, and we saw 1 million less people enroll. It was 24.2 million people this time last year. It's down to 23 million people. This is a little troubling because probably that 1 million people that didn't enroll are healthy people that don't have medical needs, that don't have medical issues, and they are going to be out of the system, leading to a shallower pool, a less healthy pool of enrollment in the individual marketplace. So look for the ripple effects to be seen over the coming years. The CDC has come out with a report that says life expectancy has hit an all-time high. This is fantastic. So, an average of 79 years old is the U.S. life expectancy. This is the highest in American history. Women are predicted to hit an average of 81.4 years, men 76.5 years. That's because we're probably dumb and we don't go to healthcare and we do dumb stuff all the time. But women are living a lot longer. On average, we're hitting a 79 years old, the highest in American history. So kudos to all of us. And lastly, from the American Cancer Society, they've come out with a report saying that colorectal cancer is now the deadliest cancer for those under 50 years old. So this is the leading cause of cancer-related deaths amongst people under 50 years old in the United States. This is really troubling because back in the early 90s, it was fifth. Now it's first. So for those of you that are putting off your regular screenings for this type of cancer, please do not do so. Please use your preventative care benefit. For the most part, this would be a free visit for you. So make sure you're taking care of yourself and getting these preventative care screenings so that you don't become part of the statistic. Thanks so much. See you next week.